I find it so funny how these white liberals out here who claim that Black Lives Matter, and they the saviors of the universe are upset that Donald Trump is deploying the National Guard in D.C. and is planning on doing so in Chicago. Now, if you understand, then you know in D.C. over the past 11 days, there haven't been any black person who lost their life. So how could you be upset with that? But you know what? I understand. See, these liberals, they trying to push their agenda. They don't really give out black lives. Trump actually put the action together and said, you know what? I'm going to show y'all Black Lives Matter. Let me go clean them streets up. How could you be upset that they are cleaning the streets up? There are black people on social media. There are black people in real life who are saying the same thing. Thank you, Donald Trump, for doing something that no other president, governor, mayor had the nuts to do. Trump will do that. And I know y'all mad about it because it make Trump look good and y'all don't want to get a boy his credit, but we haven't heard any reports of any type of police, any type of brutality, the National Guard. We haven't seen anybody get unalived innocently. We haven't seen some unarmed black person get unalived because they black and they walking outside and they could possibly be a criminal. We haven't seen none of that shit. Now they don't know what to do. They don't want to just give Trump his credit because they understand that these Democrats, right? They love to campaign on, violence in the community. We're gonna lower the black folks out, but they have yet to do so. Trump get in office, start making some things happen, and now they upset. I get it. If I was a liberal and I felt like I was the savior of the universe, I would be upset too that Donald Trump got the job done. So y'all should really be thanking the boy instead of spending your time hating, because at the end of the day, this is to make the streets safer and make the black communities across the United States safer. How could you be mad?
Yes, what Trump is doing is now forcing Democrats to warn. Gavin Newsom for days now is copying Trump. Look at what he has just done. Few minutes ago, Gavin Newsom is now searching law enforcement to address crime statewide in California, facing pressure from Trump, who could deploy to blue cities in the region. This comes just days after New York Governor Kathy Hochul pleaded with judges to stop releasing criminals onto the street or the Fed might come in. Trump is literally forcing Democrat officials into worry about crime. You can't make this out. Like, I'm actually shocked, to see them acting now. Gavin Newsom did this when the Chinese president was visiting, clean up the street. For that man, immediately after the guy left, everywhere was flooded with people. Now, look at this.
Hey, the Democrats can pick Gavin Newsom as their nominee all they want. Nobody's voting for that shit. We watched this man run his state into hell. And you think we're going to give him the keys to the nation? And then there's this bill getting passed that's stripping away parents' rights. And he ain't doing nothing about it. In fact, he wants it to go through. This bill essentially allows John Doe weirdo to get an affidavit, sign it his damn self, and then to go pick up your kid from school. Allow them to make medical decisions on your child. I'm in South Carolina, and I'm reading about your bills that you're passing because you're going to become possibly a nominee for president of the United States.
Governor, is this in response to President Trump talking about, or is it to prevent the possibility? When President Trump talks about deploying more National Guard troops to more cities, is this part of a response or to prevent that from happening?
Well, I think you can go back to your own reporting. We've been pretty consistent with these kinds of announcements. We haven't necessarily invited you in to the horseshoe here to announce them. We've done it by paper. We do it every week. We're highlighting these things. I've had probably 9 or 10 press conferences on this topic over the course of the last few years. So we're not reacting or responding to anything, quite the contrary, with one caveat. The community wants to see more. And we are trying to be responsive to the people we serve. As it relates to the president in particular, he's doing things to people, not with people. It's a point of profound and consequential contrast. He's de facto militarizing American cities. That's why I led with the Breyer decision. We're waiting for the outcome of that. Could have profound implications in terms of his authority to militarize American cities. Again, certainly here in California, the impacts, though, will be discussed and debated if he moves in our direction across the United States. But
Yes, I'm actually impressed that people knows exactly who Gavin Newsom is. There is nothing this man can stand to convince people, and they'll listen because they know him. For a lot of time, he has been there. He was unable to do anything. Look at what this reporter just asked. Is it because of Trump? He was unable to respond to that question. Another question was raised during this press conference. Gavin Newsom was uncomfortable. The only thing he could do is to end the press conference. And this is coming just in relation to what Trump is planning to do to deploy the National Guard into some of these cities. Gavin is offended because reporters understand the tactics he's struggling to play. For days, we are seeing Gavin imitating Trump everywhere on social media, copying whatever thing Trump is doing. Now, to prevent this embarrassment, this is the best thing Gavin Newsom can do.
Red states that you say are higher, and at the same time, we're here because you're surging law enforcement across the state. So, do you believe that crime is a problem in California or not?
Well, sort of a curious question. I made the entire point that crime's an issue and we want to tackle it, and we continue to do more in that space, and we announced and highlighted some of the expansion. What is not contradictory, respectfully, is that we're doing it in partnership with our local communities. We did it in partnership with the Biden administration prior. We're not talking about the nationalization, the militarization of the Guard and militarizing United States cities. So quite the contrary.
Thank you, everyone.
Trafficking, is that, I mean, not to get specific, but trafficking in this area.
Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody.
I believe you've seen. The past few days, the decision Trump took in DC has actually impacted a lot of people. Even a Democrat mayor came out to thank President. If you see Gavin getting desperate like this, is because he has seen that Trump is doing the right thing. And it will affect Democrats in a way that they can't even get it. This has always been their talking point. Now, look at this.
And we greatly appreciate the surge of officers that enhance what MPD has been able to do in this city. The most significant thing that we are highlighting today is the area of crime that was most troubling for us in 2023. Now, we have driven it down over the last years, but I'm going to get my glasses so I can make sure I can see it correctly. But for carjackings, the difference between this period, this 20-day period of this federal surge and last year represents a 87% reduction.
If Black Lives Matter, how come in the past 11 days since President Trump has federalized the DC Metro Police, no black individual has been unalived?
I asked my fellow Angelenos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate? It's time to take back our community and our state and put the power and the privilege in the hands of competent leaders whose goals are to protect us and the way of life this nation was founded upon and promises to offer. That's all.
GCN with an image of Newsom on Mount Rushmore.
New game being played by Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is now trolling Trump. I've never seen a Democrat do this. I think it's very funny. Can you show some of the Newsom tweets that he's been putting out there? Okay, he's imitating Trump's exact style. I mean, like this is Newsom, and he will fail as he always does. Sad.
Yes. You know, when I watch Democrat reacting to this, some are extremely excited, especially in Congress.
Democrats are still looking for someone to lead them out of the hole the party is in, and some people are criticizing former President Obama, really, for not speaking out more. He's did the job already. I mean, the New York Times just wrote about a recent speech.
People line up for my advice, and you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like,
why don't we choose more carefully who we're going to lionize?
Why marriage, infertility, trying to have kids